a Nintendo Switch box variation, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Inside Fury, and a stack of other games, a Game Boy Color in the box and a bunch of Game Boy games, and a Nintendo GameCube Jewel variation. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting. These are just some of my pickups for the month of February. I'm actually shocked how good my pickups were this month. I've been trying to focus on my wanted list and knock off some items that I've been after for a really long time, especially some handheld stuff. We're also going to talk about something that was sent to me, which is ridiculously awesome, and then something from My Nintendo, kind of the successor to Club Nintendo that I was able to pick up as well. Before I get too far into my own pickups, please comment below, what are your pickups for the month of February? Did you get anything recently? And did you get this really cool Nintendo Switch Mario Edition? Mario Red and Blue Edition, and what are your thoughts on Super Mario 3D World as well? If you're new to the channel, I post videos on Sundays and Wednesdays, usually around 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and please subscribe if you aren't already. But let's get to the major pickups for this month. So this console right here, I do have an unboxing video out of this. I really like how this system has a different color dock, has a different color themed system itself. The Joy-Cons with the Joy-Con grip are a really nice touch, and the carrying case is brilliant as well. If you want to check out the unboxing video of this, I do have it up on my channel. Right now, these are still stocked in locations near me, so I don't think this will sell out anytime quite soon, but if it does, I'm wondering if Nintendo will treat this like the Animal Crossing Switch, and they'll just maybe bring it back later on, but I'm kind of doubting it. We'll see. Right now, I'm kind of curious if we'll get a new Switch system variation this year, meaning like maybe a Switch HD or a Switch Pro. I don't really know. So I'm going to hold on to this one, of course, for the rest of my life. But I'm just curious about your thoughts, or what your thoughts are on collecting this now, and to see if it'll go up over time, or if you think it's just going to go down, because right now there's quite a few of these for sale locally in the used classified ads that you can find, and they're a little bit less expensive than they are in the stores. So, you know, history, we can't really tell. The Pikachu edition was pretty rare, the Smash Bros edition is still rare, the Fortnite edition, I feel like that's out of stores now, but the Animal Crossing edition was restocked, so who knows what Nintendo will do? We never know. Next up, Super Mario 3D World with Bowser's Fury. I did post a video about this, so again, I'll put that as a card in the top right-hand corner. My wife and I beat Bowser's Fury. I wouldn't call it a 2-player game. I would call it like a 1.5-player game. We had lots of fun with it, and Super Mario 3D World is one of my favorite multiplayer Mario games of all time. It is fantastic, especially with multiple people. The levels are a little bit too linear for my liking. They follow the Super Mario 3D Land formula and almost like the Galaxy formula in a way as well. But Bowser's Fury really does feel open, connected. You just unlock more and more variations or part of the world as you play on with more islands. So I really liked it, and Bowser looked amazing, and getting into giant form as Cat Mario, like Giga Mario, was really neat as well. So I had a lot of fun with that game. Let me know what your thoughts were when you played that. Next up, I want to talk about this GameCube Jewel, otherwise known as a Faceplate. This one is for Mario Party 5. It says it's from 2003. It has both the English and the Japanese text variation on this. From my understanding, I think this was from something like a Club Nintendo in Japan, and they are pretty rare to try and find some of these. The Animal Crossing one is yellow, and it's ridiculously expensive. The Naruto one I'm still after as well, and that one's really expensive. So there's only a handful more of these that I'm trying to get. So I didn't get another system. I already had this one, but these do pop out of some of the different GameCube variations, and you just get this basically. So there's not much to this. I just think they're kind of cool and collectible, especially once you actually put this inside of a GameCube and display it. You can just sit these kind of down on their own and display them, but I do think they look a lot better inside of a system. Again, just as a reminder, not all GameCubes will be able to open up that way and you can install the Jewel. So only a handful more of those Jewels that I need. Like I said, the Animal Crossing one, the Naruto, and I think there's a Wind Waker one out there somewhere that I'm trying to get as well. If you know where any of those are, where I can gain access to them, please let me know. I spent on that, I think it was something like just about $100 US, I would say. Probably a little bit more with shipping, and that's a lot just for a Jewel, but they're getting pretty rare and harder for me to find. You might have more luck on some Japanese auction sites, to be honest. Alright, sticking with the systems, just for a little bit, I do next want to bring up something before I get to the Game Boy, because I want to talk about the Game Boy Color and the games I got for it. I bought another one of these Game & Watch color screen Super Mario Brothers. Nintendo announced that these are going to be out of stores after March is over. They're going to be discontinued, just like Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I already have one of these that I also unboxed on this channel. Again, link as a card. But I thought I would get another one to keep it sealed. I'm not sure about these. Right now, the second seller market, they're all over the place for less than what they are in stores in my area. So I bought one of those secondhand for less money than what it was, basically, if I wanted to buy it from a place like GameStop or Walmart. So I thought it was a good deal. I don't know. They seem to have stocked these insanely well. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. I think it's a really cool piece of tech. I think once we can maybe mod these and put on more games, which people are starting to do, that becomes really interesting as well for a kind of handheld mini device. That is really interesting, especially with NES games. I know Nintendo doesn't want people to do that. Obviously, as long as you're not selling them and making profit on it. So kind of a really neat item, and I'm concerned about Nintendo discontinuing all of these Mario basically the anniversary for the 35th. They're canceling Mario 35, they're canceling this, and they're canceling All-Stars. Maybe that's worthy of its own video. Alright, now let's talk about this Game Boy Color right here. There are several colors that I'm after. So this one is Berry. I already have the Kiwi system. I already have the one that's kind of like purple, I want to call it. I'm not sure what, it's not teal. It's literally like a darker purple color. And I already do have the teal one that I showed last pickups video in January. I'm trying to pick up one of these per month. So the system that came with it, it did have the instructions, but just this, the consumer information and precaution booklet, it's not in amazing shape, but it's in pretty good shape as a box. There aren't no rips or tears, but it does have this sticker on it, which is kind of frustrating. So I might take that sticker off. It looks like there might have been marker on that as well. So not a mint box, but really, these are just getting harder and harder to find. The system itself, again, not in mint shape, but it's okay. The main thing is that it does have the battery pack cover here, and all the stickers seem to be in pretty good shape. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that. I just think, why not get these now? Because I am almost done all the home console variations. So when I'm at that point where I have most of the N64s, there's only a handful of slight variations that I'm missing for the N64, like the Lawson and the ANA. And then most of the other systems I'm done other than the GameCube, so I'm kind of moving on to handheld collecting and definitely getting that bug. So I really like the different color variations of systems. My wife appreciates these too because she grew up with that Kiwi one, and I think her brother had the purple one growing up as well. Then I decided to get some games locally. Oh yes, how much was this, by the way? This I paid for the Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch. I think I paid $40 US for it. And then this was around $80 US, which is a pretty good deal overall. The condition kind of depends. So then I bought a stack, a wonderful stack of Game Boy Color games mostly. Game Boy Color and Game Boy. Let me just see if I can make this the right way and just show you the whole stack at once. Boom. So this was available, I found it on Facebook Marketplace. He was selling a whole bunch of games, but these are the ones I was most interested in. Oracle of Ages is for Jordan. There's Jordan's shout out this video, because he doesn't have that one yet, so I communicated with him. But the other 5 I needed. So we have Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, 2 Mario Golf games, a Mario Tennis, and a Mario Land 3. But let's go through all of these. Maybe I'll just start with Wario Land 3. The box condition of these was all in really good condition. Not mint, but very close. And the fact that when you open these up, you can just see that they come with everything, even the baggie for the games, which is wonderful. So each of these, in total, I think I paid like $30 to $40 for each of them on average in the bundle. So Wario Land 3, we got the manual, of course, the consumer information booklet, a hungry pamphlets, and then you have the box for the game itself, and the game is in its own bag. All of them are like this, so let's take a look at all of them, just maybe individually one at a time. Wario Land 3 looking really cool. It's also a game that I've always wanted to play, but I've never owned it before, so I haven't got around to playing that one yet. If you've played the Wario Land series, again, let me know what your thoughts are on it. And then Mario Tennis, I predicted a Mario game would be announced on the Nintendo Switch, especially a Mario sports game. So it was Mario Golf that was announced. I know there's already a Mario Tennis game on the Switch. I just don't think it's that great, but the Golf does look fantastic from my first early impressions. I love this little artwork here. We got Bowser on the side, of course. On the other side, you've got a little Yoshi. On the top, you have a Wario, And then, of course, we do have Mario with Peach and a few other characters in the background that you can connect this. I think you can connect this to your N64, by the way. There is a way to transfer your characters over to the Mario N64, and then you can unlock new characters in the N64 version. I actually already have this game. I just didn't have the box and the manual and everything that came with it. Doesn't this annoy you guys? When you get that little crease right there in the cardboard from opening up games, it was already there in this one, but that's also a reason why I normally keep a lot of my games out of the box. So the box is in really good shape, I would say. And then you have the instructions, the consumer booklets. I love this. Power up, get free stuff. I really would love to have this variation of the Game Boy Color, by the way. That's like the extreme green one, or is that just Kiwi? I think that one's just Kiwi. But there is an extreme green variation out there that matches the controller for the N64. And then the game itself in the baggie. Like I said, I already have the game. It's just really cool to get everything with it. Let's take a look at the Mario Golf games next, but let's do the first one here, and then we'll get to the one on the Game Boy Advance. So this is for Game Boy Color, one of the first Mario Golf games. I love playing Mario Golf on the N64 and on the GameCube. They're both really fun, especially Mini Putt for some reason, but the whole game's a lot of fun. They're actually a lot more thorough as games on the handheld variations because they have this kind of like RPG kind of story mode that I want to call it that they're bringing to the Nintendo Switch, which is so cool. So again, the condition here is really good overall. The one side of the box here has a little bit of damage or creasing that you can see, but otherwise I'm really happy with this. This is one of the games that when I did my Mario collection video, a lot of you guys were mentioning that I need to get the Mario Golf games. I was missing a few of them for handheld in that giant Mario collection video. So I do have the instructions for this one and the precautionary booklet just getting stuck in the box. Just leave that right there. So here is the instructions, of course, not in mint shape, but pretty good. The consumer information booklet and another hungry insert, and then you have the instructions here. So each of these, like I said, was around 30 to 40 US dollars. Overall, like, definitely worth it, especially in the bundle, because I save a bundle on shipping if I buy numerous games at once, of course. That was one of my collecting tips from years ago. I'm thinking of redoing that series, by the way. I might redo all 101 collecting tips and update them, because it's been seven or 8 years since I finished that series. It's been a really long time. Taking a look at the Mario Golf game on the Game Boy Advance. So this is called Advance Tour. It literally says on the box, role-playing golf. This is the worst box condition of the bunch. When the sellers sent me photos, I did see the condition of this ahead of time. I just thought since I'm getting all the other ones, I will keep this in my collection. This one is, the top of the box is the main problem with that creasing, and maybe a little bit, maybe it's just creasing. I don't think it's waterlogged. But again, you guys need to give this game a chance, especially if you want to play the one on the Switch coming out. This will feel a lot similar, considering there's that role-playing mode. So let's open this, trying to keep it in good condition as much as possible. I love buying complete in-box games. One of my collecting tips was buy it once and buy it right. So if you want to get the game at all, consider trying to find it in the condition that you want. And that box, I could upgrade, but everything else is so good. So the manual, of course, and then multiple inserts, a Game Boy Player inserts, the My Nintendo inserts. Do you remember entering these codes in My Nintendo? And then the game in the baggie right there as well. Love complete in box everything, and cardboard. Anything cardboard Nintendo is just skyrocketing in value over time. The fifth game I got for myself is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. This is a rather expensive Kirby game. It's cool that you can link this up with 4 players and you have the different colored Kirbys, not just the pink one, but a red one, yellow one, and green one. And this is, of course, for the Game Boy Advance. The Kirby series is another one that I'm slowly trying to finish that collection. I am still missing a few more. I do think I got the one for the Wii U, the Canvas Curse, recently within the last few months. And this is one that I've had my eye on for a long time. I need to check my list and see which other ones I'm missing. Other than like Kirby Tilt and Tumble, I'm going after the main series first. One for All and All for Kirby, meaning there's 4 of them in this game. So this is made by HAL Laboratory. They made the game also, of course, a lot of the Kirby games, but the one on the N64 is my personal favorite. Let me know what your favorite Kirby game is. I've heard a lot of good things of this one, so I thought I would check it out. And let's take a look at what this one has. Now, this one would be one of the more expensive ones between all the ones that I got here. This one on its own should probably be, I think, $70 US, maybe even more, if I were to buy this independently. So we do have the instructions and all the inserts. There's actually one more for that subscribe to Nintendo Power with the code. So 4 inserts, or I guess 2 inserts and 2 instruction manuals, and there you have the really good condition cartridge in the baggie. Love that stuff. The 6th game I got in this bundle, I mentioned this one was for Jordan. So this is The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages, made by Capcom. Was supposed to be a trilogy of games. Instead it came out as 2. So this is one of the pair, Ages and Seasons. The outer box for this is in really good condition. The manual has a slight flaw, but I love how this one has that like gold sheen to it. And honestly, like I said, anything cardboard's going way up, Zelda games included, especially one as fantastic as this one, especially when you link the 2 games together. Link them together. Hilarious. So let's just take a look at the condition on this one. There is a slight little dent in the top corner of the box. Otherwise, the box looks pretty good. We do have a built-in tray here, so you do have the game looking in great condition in the baggie. And then the inserts that this comes with, and that instruction manual that I mentioned is slightly damaged. So listen to link. This is a Nintendo Power inserts, precautionary booklet, and the manual. The manual has a slight rip right here. It's not so bad. It's like maybe a 1/6 of the length of this up and down. So a 1/6 of the height, basically. So eventually we might try and get Jordan a better manual, but when I saw that he was selling a Zelda game in the box complete, I had to, I think, ask Jordan and make sure that he needed it, and then try and add that to his collection as well. So really cool that I was able to get each of these games. In total, with shipping, I think US dollars, it was around like $220, something like that. Overall, I thought the deal for those 6 games was definitely worth it, especially filling up so many of the holes that I had in my wanted list. The Mario Tennis, the Mario Golfs, and the Kirby game in particular, and then Wario Land was like a huge bonus, because that hasn't been really high up on my wanted list, but it should be, because the Wario Land games are excellent. I'm still trying to get Super Mario Land 3, which is the first Wario Land in my collection. I need to find that at some point. Next is an item that was sent to me by an individual called Yuki. I'm also going to link to his YouTube channel. This is a Super Mario Bros. 3 t-shirt from the Nintendo store. So here's the letter I got. I just want to read this on video. Hey Lithium, Yuki here. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. The YouTube channel is called Yuki Jaden Survives 2, I believe. Just saying thanks for the great Nintendo content you're putting out. Here's a small gift for your collection. Keep up the great work on the channel, and I hope you and your wife have a great and safe new year. Signed, Yuki. Thank you so much. Like, that's fantastic and so nice of you, by the way. So I am linking your channel in the description below the video. Not only did I get the shirt, but he picked up this really cool bag from the New York location of the store. So this is the bottom of the bag. It's just green right there. We've got a huge picture of Link on both sides, which is really nice. Inside the bag, it's just plain white, but I love that. Thanks so much for including that. I really appreciate it. And they obviously give these out for free. I think for free. When you buy items at the Nintendo store, maybe you actually have to pay for them. Let's take a look at this packaging, though, for the 35th anniversary, and then I have another really cool Mario 35th anniversary item to get to. So obviously this one's for Super Mario Bros. 3, and it's modeled after the game box as well, which looks so cool. From 1990, the game originally came out. We have that Mario 35th kind of design on the top, and on the sides and everything like that. The bottom's just yellow. Now the price of these, I think they're around, I think it actually has a price tag on here. It's $35, I guess, plus tax right there on it. So here's the back and what the t-shirt looks like. Thanks to the brave deeds of Mario and Luigi, the Mushroom Kingdom has been freed from the evil clutches of Bowser and his Koopas. This is so cool. The size of this shirt, by the way, I just want to check it out. Oh, this is medium, so it's perfect, by the way. So I'm going to open this up from the bottom and just take a look at what the shirt is. Put the box over there. So it's like, I actually really like this yellow. I was a little bit hesitant with the yellow color, but I think it's going to look awesome. For now, I'm going to keep this in the packaging. I don't want to open this up quite yet, but I do think I'll definitely be wearing this in the future, especially when the weather gets nicer. And we even have the Super Mario Bros. 35th, I think it says on the back of this. So let me know if you guys are ordering any of these shirts. You can find them from the Nintendo store, which again, they're all over the internet in Canada and in the US, and I think they're available in the rest of the world. There's even more different variations in Japan. It's not just Mario 3, there's Mario 1. Of course, I think there's also Mario 64 and Sunshine and Galaxy. Eventually, there's going to be shirts for all of the main games, I think, that Nintendo is looking at for Mario. I wonder what's going to happen. Are they just going to take those down after the 35th anniversary? That would be really, really, really sad overall. So Yuki, thank you so much for sending me that. I'm just going to keep the box for this over here on the side. And the last item that I want to talk to you and share with you guys about this video is also in celebration of Mario's 35th anniversary. This is the Super Mario 3D All-Stars poster set. So let me show you all three of them. Originally, this was sold out, or out of stock. You got this from the My Nintendo store by completing various missions and things like that, and basically getting up enough points to trade them in for this poster set. And then it sold out. It went out of stock really quickly. I missed the first train on those, and then I found them locally for around $40 to $50 US. I thought I'm going to pass, and I prayed that they would be back in stock, and I got really lucky, and they are. So you can maybe check them out. They might still be in stock right now. So you get all three posters from Super Mario 3D All-Stars. One for 64. You also get one for Sunshine, which I guess would be the next game, and you have one for Galaxy. But let's take a look at each of them individually, and I'll just give you my mini thoughts on them first. So this is the one for Super Mario 64. I love the design of this poster. I think it's different than the box, of course, the box cover for the game. I love Wingcap Mario. You have a Bob-omb. You also have some penguins, a Goomba, you've got a star, you've got a Boo, you've got the castle. I love the design of this poster, and it's honestly really hard to find a poster for Super Mario 64. There's not many of them out there, especially like a larger size. I would call this one a smaller poster size. I think I have a good spot in my room for these. Next up, we have the one for Super Mario Sunshine. This one is directly taken from the cover art of the game. You have Flood with Mario with the shine, and then the logo for the game, of course, but there's not much else going on for this one. This is probably the weakest of the three posters, even though this is one of my favorite Mario games. It's such a challenging game, but I love Mario Sunshine. And then we have Super Mario Galaxy. This one is modeled directly, or it seems almost the exact same as the cover for the game in North America. So I do like this one because it really does give you that epicness of the game with space and Mario and all the gravity effects of going around. So I really like all three of these, but I just think the Sunshine one, maybe they could have done something a little bit more interesting, but it does represent the game quite well. So my options to display these in my room, I have a spot as soon as you're coming down the stairs, kind of facing you. All three would fit beautifully. Or I could put them maybe beside the Mario wall, maybe beside one of the Billy bookcases, and the last option is in the bathroom. Once I finally finish it and make it like a Mario-themed bathroom, maybe I put these up in there. So let me know what your thoughts are and where I should consider displaying these posters in the future. Also, what was your favorite pickup from this video? Personally, I love the fact that Yuki sent me the shirt from the Nintendo store. That's really cool. And I, of course, love all the boxed Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games. The Mario theme system is really fantastic, and Bowser's Fury was a lot of fun. If you haven't checked it out, definitely try it. And check a look at any of the links in the top right-hand corner as a card. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you picked up in the month of February. I'm still going to try and pump out videos on Wednesdays and Sundays around 10 a.m. Eastern Time for the most part. And I really should do a video, maybe towards the end of the month, about Nintendo ceasing everything for Mario's 35th anniversary and what's going to happen with things like this Nintendo Switch. Maybe they won't be in stores anymore. We'll find out. And I wonder if we'll get a Switch Pro this year. Lots of content maybe coming soon. Thanks again for watching. Fill that like bucket. Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram. I even have a TikTok now. The links are in the description below. Stay awesome, my friends. Keep smiling while gaming, and go collect them all.